Hello and welcome to another tournament episode. This will be the last match of round 1. Disco Dancer Fairies against Frozen Minions of Cthulhu. Seed 31 against Seed 2. The bases are Enchanted Glen, the House of Nine Lives and Training Camp. As always, we start with the highest seed. Okay, not many actions we can play. So we'll start with Buck drawing a card. And no action, so we'll draw 2. Pass turn. Okay. I hope I did shuffle. We'll play Cthulhu's Chosen. And then draw 2 Madness cards to play Cthulhu. Placing a Madness card into our opponent's hand and then drawing 2 cards. So first of all, Buck gets a power counter and then we'll play Diva. We also drew into an action we can play in phase 2. So we'll use it to place 2 power counters. Our opponent is not going to place any power counters, so we'll just draw 2 cards. And then 2 more to end the turn. Okay, so first we get a power counter. We'll use Cthulhu to give a Madness card. And then we'll play Corruption. So we draw a Madness, which is nice because we will be giving them to our opponent, of course. And then we destroy Diva. She can be moved to the House of Nine Lives. And we'll play Servitor of Cthulhu. And use him to get Corruption back. And the cool thing is that we don't actually need to destroy our minion. We can just move him to the House of Nine Lives. And if we find Sven, we might be able to kind of set up a action recursion engine by moving Servitor of Cthulhu off and to House of Nine Lives. So Disco Fairies are playing their Titan to get rid of Cthulhu. Getting rid of Cthulhu just means that they will play him on another base, as he's very easy to bring in play. But it's very nice to have our Spirit of the Forest in play, because a lot of fairy actions as well as some disco cards have an or ability. Okay, first a power counter. Then we'll play Snoggy, who gets also a power counter. And we'll play Cthulhu now on the House of Nine Lives and give a Madness card. Then we draw 2. And we did find Sven. Alright. Let's play Magic Acorns and use both options. So we draw a card. Our opponent has to discard 1. A very impactful discard, I would say, because Sven not only gave movement, but also gave access to all the other powerful frozen minions. But for minion play, we'll play Diva. And then return a Madness card. Actually, let's play the Diva on Enchanted Glen. We don't want to leave much power out on Training Camp, as we don't want our opponent to score it. We want to keep our Titan in play. We'll discard a roller and then pass turn. Okay, so I'm now not placing all the power counters on one minion, as Titania might return one of them to our hand later. As our action play, we'll play Let It Go. revealing two very strong actions. One I don't really like. So we'll discard Whispers in Darkness, draw Act of True Love, place the other one on top. And then just a Cthulhu's Chosen on Enchanted Glen, and give a Menace. Then we pass turn. Back to Disco Fairies. First we'll place a power counter on Puck, and then play I'm So Excited to move Puck. And we also draw a card. Then I'll play Titania, and with our Titan we'll use both options. So we return Cthulhu's Chosen to our opponent's hand and then play Disco Lu as an extra minion. We'll use the extra action play to return a Menace card. And now we can solo score Enchanted Glen. Frozen Cthulhu can draw a Menace card by using Cthulhu's Chosen. This is of course for the power counter on their Titan and more Menace to give away. And then we can score and play I Will Survive to go to both save Titania and Diva. So we not only solo score the base, we also got Titania and Diva back, and we removed a lot of power from the base with Spirit of the Forest to keep our Titan in play. So this was a very, very good turn for Disco Fairies. New base is Boogie Wonderland. We draw 2 and pass turn. Alright. First power counter. And then we'll give a Madness card. And then luckily we drew into Big Summer Blowout, which we can use to get Sven back in hand. So we'll discard Madness Unleashed. And then draw Sven and play him. And with Sven we can search for Christoph. So a problem I have a lot with playing Minions of Cthulhu is that I almost always run out of minions. But Frozen seems to solve this because all the bigger minions search for each other. So I think there is a real synergy here. Okay, back to Disco Fairies. We'll play Puck, draw a card, and also play an extra action, I think. Let's play Ladybug to guarantee a second place there. And then return a Menace card. Back to Minions of Cthulhu Frozen. First the power counter. After that we'll play Christoph. Search for Anna. Christoph has +2 power. And then I will play Furthering the Cause and give a Menace card. Next turn we can destroy one of their minions with Corruption and hopefully get a victory point. For now we'll use Sven to move over Servitor of Cthulhu so we can score the base. No specials here. Yeah, we basically wanted to get rid of the base with the Spirit of the Forest. Before the base scores we draw a Menace card again, just to make the process of giving Madness cards to the Disco Fairies speed up a little. And the new base is the Greasy Spoon. We'll draw 2 cards and pass turn. As you can see, we don't have many minions, so luckily we have frozen minions that search for each other. Back to Disco Fairies. We'll play Fairy Ballet to draw and play an extraction. Unfortunately, we no longer have Orc Titan. We really need to get rid of both the base and furthering the cause, because this will give our opponent victory points and they can maybe set up that action recursion engine I was talking about earlier with Servitor of Cthulhu and Sven. So in order to do this, we play Titania and Puck to draw a card, and then Celebration for 2 action plays. And then we will first play Leaf Armor to give 2 power to Puck. And then something I really like to do with Fairies, and this can be done with any of the 2 double feature actions, is play things and then transfer the action. And with Leaf Armor you can use the talent again, and with the other action you can turn a -2 into a +2 for a total 6 power swing by just playing things. And then the base scores. Frozen Cthulhu gains 2 victory points just for the 2 power on Cthulhu, but like I said, this base with furthering the cause was just too dangerous. We draw 2, pass turn. Then Frozen Minions of Cthulhu will just start again with Servitor of Cthulhu on Mountains of Madness. Draw a Madness card. And then we'll simply bring out our Titan again. Give away a Madness card. And then draw 2, pass turn. After we discarded a bunch. I usually end up with 1 Madness card in the discard pile as 1 Madness card. Doesn't reduce your victory points, of course. Disco Fairies play a Diva. They just want to gain 4 victory points and win the game, so. But they know Frozen Cthulhu still has a copy of Corruption in hand, so they start with their lower minions. We can play Altar of Cthulhu and then Anna, so we can search for our last big frozen minion, Elsa. And we still have other cards in hand to get Christoph and Sven back. Then we'll play Corruption as our extra action, draw a Madness card and destroy Diva. We give a Madness card away. And then we'll use Servitor of Cthulhu to get Corruption back. We really need to slow down the Disco Fairies. We cannot have them score any of the bases and getting first place. Alright. Now let's play Disco Lu. And, of course, place it all at the right side of the base. So let's get back It's Raining Men from our discard pile to hopefully speed up the process of scoring a base and getting 15 victory points. Of course, we also return a Madness card to the deck. We basically need to do that every turn. Okay, Corruption strikes again. This time Disco Lu is destroyed. We draw a Madness card, give it away. Cthulhu gets a power counter. And then at this point, for Disco Fairies to win the Greasy Spoon, they need 16 power. We can increase that amount by playing Elsa, play Snowgy from the discard pile, gets a power counter, and we also get an extra action from Altar of Cthulhu. So then we play Reindeers Are Better Than People, and play Cthulhu's Chosen from our discard pile. This way, Disco Fairies need 18 power to score the base. Then we draw 2 and pass turn. Okay. So I wasn't really sure what to do here. You could play Dancing King on the Greasy Spoon to score the base, gain 2 victory points. And then basically we need to win the next base to win the game. I decided to play on Boogie Wonderland instead. If we just slow down Frozen Cthulhu by playing Glimmer, for example, then we probably have enough time to win Boogie Wonderland, and that's already enough to win the game. We don't need the second place on the Greasy Spoon. That will just make it more dangerous when we both have to battle for the last base, and our opponent now has access to all the strong frozen minions. So Glimmer seemed like the good option here. So now Frozen Minions of Cthulhu has to spend more resources to solo score the base. So first we'll play Act of True Love to destroy Snowgy, because I want at least one Snowgy in the discard pile for other action to work. We'll play Christoph with that action. Christoph can search for Sven, which we will draw. We get an extra action, so we'll play Do You Want to Build a Snowman? So that's why we destroy the Snowgy, to play him from the discard pile. Then Elsa can also play one from the discard or from her hand. They all get a power counter. And that's enough to score the base without even using our minion play. We can give away a Madness card and then play Sven on Boogie Wonderland. Then we score the Greasy Spoon. We will draw a Madness card with Cthulhu's Chosen. Once again, to speed up the process of giving away Madness cards, we don't want to use Cthulhu's talent to draw Madness. And Author of Cthulhu is shuffled back into our deck. New base is Funky Town. We draw 2 and pass turn. Ooh, and we drew into The Seal is Broken, which might really change the outcome of this game. Because at this point I thought Disco Fairies were actually winning. Now I'm not that sure. Can play a second Glimmer and return a Madness card. We just want to leave a low footprint on this base. We'll use both Glimmers for negative power. And then we draw 2 cards. So now Frozen Minions of Cthulhu can use Sven to get Christoph back in hand, Cthulhu to give away a Madness card, and then of course The Seal is Broken to draw a Madness card and gain 1 VP. We also have Servitor of Cthulhu in hand, so we can just repeat this process by destroying him. So we will be at 13 victory points soon. And then when Boogie Wonderland scores, we might be winning. Unless Disco Fairies can score Boogie Wonderland by just playing a minion and then returning a madness card, but this is not possible. The highest they can put down with a minion play is 5 with Dancing King. So if they also want to return a madness card, they don't have enough power to score the base. Actually, even if they would spend another action to try score the base, they still cannot put down enough power. So I'll just use the Glimmers again for negative power. And then draw 2 best turn. Then we play Kristoff. Put more pressure on this base. We wanted to score, because then we might win the game, or at least force a tie. Seal is broken. Draw Madness, gain 1 VP. We'll give away a Madness with Cthulhu. Draw 2 and best turn. Okay, so now the Disco Fairies don't need to put more power down to win this base. We can just remove the negative power. We might as well use the talents for +1 power for the Glimmers. But we are winning anyways. Then of course we return a Madness card to the Madness deck. And we'll start playing minions elsewhere. So maybe a roller on Funky Town. We don't want to draw more Madness on Mountains of Madness. Then we score the base. Before the base scores, we can play Turn the Beat around, just to draw a card with the base ability. Because there are some specific cards we really want at this point, like Titania or I'm So Excited, which are our only ways to affect our opponent's minions. Arkham University is the new base. Yeah. And even with I'm So Excited, you still need Dancing King or We Are Family to actually affect other players' minions. Yeah, we can basically finish this game as we have reindeers are better than people to give us access to Servitor of Cthulhu. We can destroy him and then place Seals Broken back on top of our deck. Then Cthulhu to give away a Madness card, and we could still play a minion. Olaf is a very, very nice minion to have early game. Unfortunately, we drew him very late. We already have a clear path to victory, but we might as well use the ability. But I like both cards. So as we cannot score base, I figured the only way we might still have a chance is playing Magic Acorns and hopefully discard the Seal is Broken. So I thought the only way to get Magic Acorns back is play Diva on Arkham Horror, or any minion really. Discard a Madness card for an extra action. Then use the first action play to draw 2 cards. So that's one from which was left from our deck. Then we reshuffle. And there's a very small chance that we draw into Magic Acorns and then discard Seals Broken. But of course, we drew something else. And then we will just spend our second action play to return a Madness card. Then we draw to best turn. And we know it's over. Maze of Cthulhu Frozen can now play. The Seal is Broken, I think for the 3rd time. Draw a Madness card and gain 1 victory point. they can still play a minion. Use the base ability to discard a madness card for an extra action. And then, of course, our signature move, we give away one madness card with Cthulhu. And then the game ends. Disco Fairies have 4 madness cards, so they will have a final score of 13, and we have 15. So Frozen Means of Cthulhu proceeds to round 2, and as I said, it was the last match of round 1. And we'll be starting with round 2 very soon, and the first game will be Killer Plant Ghosts versus Superhero Astronauts. As always, thanks a lot for watching, and see you next episode. Goodbye.